Navy because they are treated better. Salami said the Nigerian Legion in Lagos, with over 24,000 members, are yet to be paid their Civil War Survivors War bonuses over 50 years later. Now, it's important to note that the Civil War was in 1967. It lasted for 3 years and ended in 1970. Colonel Salami claims that from that time till now, they have not received any bonus. So for that reason, he would not want his kids to be a soldier. They'd rather join the Navy or the Air Force. And as you can tell, there are lots of questions that will come from this. Countless concerns, because he's raising issues that have been spoken about before. Lingering issues that persist, according to him, for over 5 decades. The situation underscores broader challenges faced by military retirees, sparking conversations about the need for better welfare. And welfare policies are debated across different lines. If police officers start to speak, we might never leave today. So, it's important to ask questions around what is the due honor for veterans? What is a befitting way to remember them? But more personally, would you encourage your kids to join the army? Colonel Salami says he would not. Well, I have with me Legionnaire Moses Obiajulu Ettah. He is a retired warrant officer, so he understands how the military works because he had his time there. Good day, Legionnaire Moses. Thank you for joining us,
Hello,
sir.
good day, sir.
How are you doing, sir?
Fine.
Okay, thanks for making the time.
Thank you.
Now, Colonel Salami says his kids, he wouldn't encourage them to join the army. So I'll ask you, if you had the opportunity, would you encourage your own kids to join the Nigerian army?
Yes, I will do that. I will encourage my children to go do army work.
Why, sir?
Because army work is one of the best work so far in the world.
Okay. What was your experience as a soldier? How did they treat you?
By the time I was in the army, that time was a bit better.
Okay. How so?
Why I say so is that they used to give us our rights.
Okay.
When I retired, year 2000, all my rights were given to me.
Okay.
So I made good use of it.
Amazing.
So if they ask me that whether I will allow my children to do the work, I will allow them to go.
So, sir, if you say it was better then than it is now, why would you want your kids to experience it now that it's worse?
Well, it depends on how somebody started his own home.
Okay.
You see, not everybody that goes to enter army will die there.
Okay.
It's destiny. Once your hands are clean and you don't misbehave, you don't move anyhow, I don't believe something will happen to you.
What's your description of misbehave?
That is, you don't take order.
Okay. Okay.
You don't take order.
Okay.
Where you are supposed not to go, you go there. You put an into bad thing. All those things can hinder you from progress.
So you were treated well as a serving officer.
Yes.
How are you treated as a retired officer?
When I retired, I stayed almost a year and a half or 2 years before I was paid my gratuity.
Okay.
So, and I made good use of my gratuity.
Didn't it bother you that you had to wait for that long before you got your entitlement?
Well, that is my own luck at that time. Yes, of course, because there are some that will stay more than that. But I was happy that I'm still alive and I collected those things.
Yes, it is worth being happy. Have you had engagements with other retirees like yourself who maybe claim they were not treated well?
No.
You don't know any?
No.
That's interesting. So I know that you have kids who are not in the military.
Yes, of course.
And if they express interest to join, you would encourage them.
I will encourage them.
Why did you join the army, sir?
I joined the army 69.
Why did you join?
Why I joined?
Yeah.
In short, when I was in Lagos.
Okay.
I'm a mechanic. I finished my training work. Not quite a year where I'm working. My mother was having a shop, a sewing mistress. She has some people she's training.
Okay.
So that's 6 o'clock in the morning. I will sweep the shop before going to my own job.
Yeah.
So that's 6 o'clock in the morning, coming out to sweep the shop. soldiers, about 3 soldiers, met me and started, why did I open the shop? They started whipping me.
Wow. Wait, hold on. 69?
Yes.
This was during the war?
Yes.
The Biafran War?
Yes.
Okay.
So that was why I grew annoyed and joined the army.
Wait.
No.
Wait,
To be sincere, that was how I entered. They started to look for mechanics. I have to join them.
Why?
It was published in the newspapers.
Yeah.
Then I have to go for selection.
Why were they looking for mechanics?
They need manpower. They need technicians.
To do what?
To repair motors.
Okay.
I work on this Mark 911. That was what I learned when I was a civil.
Okay. So when you joined, did you fix the vehicles?
Yes, I do. I was tested and I passed. I enrolled. And once you enroll, not the only mechanic work you will do.
Yeah.
You do all the work in the army.
Okay.
When there's problem, when there's war, you have to go with them.
Yeah.
And by that time they will go into war front and so on. You drop your own job and start to advance with them.
You talked about your mom. Was she not concerned when you joined the army?
She was not. She did not even know when I left. I didn't tell her. By the time she saw me, after a year, I come. She started to shout on me. I told her that I'm just ordinary civilian in the army.
Okay. So when the war was over, you loved the army and you decided to stay.
Yes, I decided to become a soldier.
Okay.
I did the work very well.
Have you had any time, any day or a phase, a moment where you regretted joining the army?
No. I want to become a professional soldier, and that was what I did before I retired.
If you did not have that encounter that led you into the army, if you were still a mechanic, how do you think your life would have been different? How differently would your life have turned out?
I feel that is what God wants me to do.
Okay.
That is why they came to me immediately, and I did not waste time. I joined the work.
So many people who joined the military after you, have complained about how they have been treated. You said yourself that you were treated better during your time.
My own time is okay.
Yes, and you got your entitlement. So when people from, later generations come to complain and you hear these complaints, how does that make you feel about the military?
Well, everybody has his or her own luck. I can't say that my own luck is not good. Everybody has his own destiny.
Okay.
Maybe the way they behave, or that is their luck. Because boys of nowadays, now, they are not doing better job now. Boys of nowadays need money. At our own time, you can never take 100 naira or 50 naira. Say, you are bribing me or giving me. You will chew it. You will chew that money.
But sir, I think...
But their own now, they can even kill their fellow soldier because of money.
I think it goes beyond personal conduct. I know that there are people who may not have been, badly behaved, like you say, but they still didn't get their entitlements.
Yes, of course.
Aren't you concerned?
That is their luck.
We should have a system where people who need to be rewarded get rewarded.
Yes, of course.
I think it should go beyond luck. So when soldiers like Colonel Salami, who is in Lagos, by the way, speaks out and says he's not comfortable with the conduct of, those who are supposed to honor them, reducing it to his luck, it doesn't...
It's just condemning the army.
Yeah.
It's just, at his own time, it's just condemning the army. But if all of us say we are not going to serve the nation, who will do that for we?
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective. Okay. We will take a break shortly after I take one or two calls, and I'll come back to talk about how those in the Air Force and the Navy are treated, because Colonel Salami said that he'd rather have his kids go in that direction than the Nigerian Army. 0817-923-0002. The question for you is, could the neglect of veterans deter younger generations from joining the Army? Hearing these stories, do they have an effect on you? If you have kids who want to join the Army, would you be okay with it? Do you have plans and aspirations of joining the Army, or do these stories about veterans being neglected affect your decision? 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Please turn off your radio as you call us. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good. It's afternoon. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Patako.
Good evening.
All right. Good evening, actually. Please go ahead.
I beg, that man has nothing to say.
No. Hold on. My guest is still right here. Hello.
They paid that man.
Who paid? Who paid him?
They paid him. I'm telling you, they paid him. That
Okay.
man has nothing to say. Oh God, the system of army is very wrong.
Okay. Are you a soldier?
Yes, I'm retired. So it's very wrong.
When did you retire?
Something not on the table.
Hold on. Let's have a conversation. When did you retire? Oh my. Okay, you have to call back. You can't have further conversations with you. Harry calls from Obunabali. I'll be speaking to Harry shortly. President's Day holds significance for military veterans across our beloved nation. I'll take that message shortly, but let me quickly squeeze this in. Hello, Harry. Hello, Harry.
Good day. Yeah, good day.
Yes, you have just a minute, so let's head straight to the point. Go ahead, Harry.
Yeah. Honestly speaking, when you see our veterans are suffering, it has to deter young men to join military.
Okay.
It's not as if the job is bad, but I tell you, the system is no longer working as it ought so.
Okay.
So many things have changed from the military we understand. Who will not stand on the road to collect money are doing it because of the system. Everyone needs to survive this hard time. So if people to join this military now, they are joining for what they will gain. That within that, wherever they are, within the circle, they go to bunkering, they go to different things. In the initial time, it wasn't so.
All right, thank you very much, Harry. We'll take a break. We'll return for more conversation. Stay with us.
Nigeria Info will be right back.
Nigeria Info, Sam Oracle Chinedu here. We're having conversations about the Armed Forces Remembrance Day. It was yesterday, and a military veteran, retired Colonel Nasiru Salami, has lamented what he described as poor treatment of retirees of the Nigerian Army by military authorities. The 76-year-old Civil War veteran said this during an interview on Channels Television. He said he prefers his children, Obiajulu Ettah, He is a retired warrant officer, and he said, in contrast to Colonel Salami's position, that he would very much encourage his own kids to join the Nigerian army. You're welcome once again, sir. And right here in Rivers State, Governor Fubara approved 50 million naira for widows of falling soldiers. He announced the donation while addressing Legionnaires and service personnel during the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration in Port Harcourt on Wednesday. That was yesterday. So lots of perspectives to this conversation. But the question I have for you is, could the neglect of veterans deter younger generations from joining the army? Would you want your kids to join? Would you want to join, considering the current state of things? Call me and tell me. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06416. We're live on Facebook and Twitter at Nigeria InfoPH. You can watch as you listen and drop your comments on those platforms. If and when you call, please turn off your radio. Now over to WhatsApp. Armed Forces Remembrance Day holds deep significance for military veterans across our beloved nation. It serves as a reminder of the sacrifices made by service members, both living and dead, thereby acknowledging their contributions in protecting territorial integrity. Yesterday was a day of reflection on my experiences while serving on board the fleet in Nigerian Navy, patrolling and keeping watch at territorial waters, and remembering peacekeeping operations in West African states of Liberia and Sierra Leone. Nigerian, for the importance of our service is not really appreciated and taken care by the federal government of Nigeria. It is sad. Bravo Zulu to all veterans who have served. Jimbo Baraye Karibo Nelson, a veteran of the Armed Forces of Nigeria from Ogu Town. Thank you very much for sending that message. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, what's your name? Oh my. All right, call back if you can. Good evening.
Good evening, SOC.
Good evening. What's your name?
Happy New Year once more. Ezekiel, calling from Mugumni.
Happy New Year to you. Please go ahead.
SOC, I think olden days, talking about joining the army is for those who are disciplined and being conscious of their lives. But nowadays, the army job is like a luxury where some persons go and make their money. Even some even drop along the way. I am aware that formally, before you pass out, or immediately you are passing out, there are some huge sum of money that you pass out with. But they stopped it because of the set of generations that are joining the army job now. That immediately they pay them the money, they will go forget about the job. So if you ask me, there is no discipline in soldier work now than before.
Yes, again, how does this connect to their remembrance, their honor, and entitlements? Because that's the focus.
You see, you are talking about if one would join or one's kid would join.
Yes.
That is the aspect. But if you ask me, according to your question, I believe that serving one's fatherland is very paramount.
Indeed.
In the society, especially in this sector we are talking about. So I believe that whatever thing the government is doing, because I knew that they normally map out budget for them. Let them take care of the fallen heroes and the ones that God has keeping alive for them to benefit from their suffering.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Muriel calls from Okrika. Hello, Muriel.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Well, let me ask, please. Is the military, our armed forces, is it a career? Can we call it a career? Where people can run through the ranks, just like a normal career. You are can we call it a career?
Yes, it is a career for some people, for a lot of people actually.
Okay. Now, just like I said, you're supposed to rise through the ranks. And then, as you're rising, you're building at least. Definitely your financial level, like rising is increasing.
Yeah.
At least even your children are seeing it that my daddy is growing. They've moved it from so this and it's now a this, it's now a this, it's now a that.
Yeah.
Rising as a police officer, as a medical officer. Now, when it's a paraventure, you're still rising through the ranks. And the financial remuneration are not coming, nothing is changing in the family. And then just I think it's because of what your guest said, that he will encourage his children. I don't know, maybe he was so lucky, that he became very, I think financially, he's very strong and very, very buoyant. But if he's not, I want to ask him how. Let him tell us how he can encourage his children, to join the military with everything that is happening.
Okay,
thank God he successfully came out. Thank God he did not lose his life. He is alive. So what if he had, and one of his friends that have lost their life, they are with the toilets, their wives. Are they getting it right? Are they living well? That he thinks he can encourage his children to join the military with the kind of thing that is happening, with the kind of situation that the military, the people are going to. Recently, the governor just does the wives. If they are having it good, normally, as their husband died, what is supposed to come to them as in their own constitution or their own, how they call it, as is stipulated there, is given to the wives that they are living well. So people be dashing them, just beating them. So with all these things we're seeing, how can he tell us? Let him give us the reasons why. You don't just say it and say, I will advise my children. Give us the reasons why you will advise your children to join the army.
Thank you very much. Your question has been taken. Sir, I believe you got the question. Yes. She was asking, with everything happening now, why would you still want your kids to be a part of this system, this dysfunctional system?
Listen, when you discipline your child from beginning, anywhere you send him for work, we will stand on it.
Okay.
So when you leave your children to be loose and corrupt before you enter this type of job, so he will be.
But sir, regardless of discipline, if you hear that at a particular office they don't treat their workers well, it doesn't matter how you discipline your kids. As a father, you'll be concerned about letting your child go to work in that office. Okay.
You can't just say because that place is worst or worster, then you will not allow him to go and start in there.
So what if your child is telling you, but daddy, there are some other offices that treat people better?
No. Let him choose his own choice. But for me, I would like him to stand where he will not find things so easy.
Okay. Now, do they treat people better in the Navy and the Air Force?
Well, I have not been in Navy or neither Air Force. I can't tell about them.
Okay.
But I'm proud of being a soldier. I'm retired as a soldier.
Okay.
And I'm happy that there's nowhere in the world that I can't put my head and go.
Okay, sir. Clement calls from NTA Road. Hello, Clement.
Hi. Good day, Mr. Sim.
Good evening.
Good evening to your guest as well. Mr. Sam, you remember the video of the army that was with 50K as a salary and his transport back home. I think it's the same 50K. Coming back is under 50K. And there's nothing to buy from to go and give his family. And he decided not to even travel to go and give his family. I don't know if you have seen that key.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I think it was 2 weeks ago, or last week, that I retired veteran blocked brigades with the 41st quarter in Abuja, and they're asking for their retirement benefits. I don't know if you remember that as well.
Okay.
Now, I just gave you a picture of the current state of the Nigerian army salary, maybe working in the Decries and having his family in Port Harcourt and not travel home. Because even his salary is finished before he gets to Nasarawa. Not even get to Kogi. My question to your guest is, since we are talking for development, would you want your children not to serve as maybe in the luxury of one big general, because you are working with a general, you go with the convoy, you enjoy the largesse, or serve in the war front, protecting the territory of our border? Is that what position in the cabinet and the army would you want to create to serve? The largest side or the fighting bandit side? Looking at their retirement as well, at the age of 70, they are still alive. Would you want them to go and be blocking gates of the armed forces, going to government house and be begging for their salaries?
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you, Clement. He has already answered that question because Muriel asked it in a different way. Desmond calls from Rumokrushi. Hello, Desmond.
Hello, good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I want to contribute regards to the issue that is on there.
Okay.
But if one would like his own to join the Nigeria Army.
That's right.
Well, as for me, joining the Nigeria Army is not bad. I would love my child to join the Nigeria Army.
Okay.
But then there are some things that need to be put in order by the system. Over the years, I've took my time to study this in Nigeria Army, the system, the way they are operating, the way they now mingle with civilians. Because the military, as an institution, is a disciplined institution to the core. And they don't have anything to do with civilians. They don't meddle with undisciplined people. But that is not the case now as it stands. As they meddle in civilians' activities and they tend to behave like indisciplined people in some certain areas. Most especially, like all these road blocking, you see some of them, they can collect money. They arrest some people in the illegal blocking sector. They can collect bribes. There's so many things like this.
Okay.
And then we look at Nigeria as a nation. They are not doing well. Before I even continue, I want to say to the governor of Rivers State for what he did. Because I've took my time over the time to say that someone dedicate his life to serve a nation, there is no reward. The person will just go to the war front, defending the country, fighting, doing everything he wants to make sure that the country is.
All right, thank you very much, Desmond. I can't seem to hear you, but a major part of your point has been taken. Chidiadi Matthias on Facebook says, good evening. Serving Nigeria as a security personnel since Buhari's government till date is not worth dying for. No, he says. No conducive environment to carry out your duty. When you're sick, no medicine at the government hospital for you to regain your health and resume work. Rather, they prefer selling it to other individuals than those that protect lives and property while others are sleeping. I'm a witness of such. And by the grace of God, I'm also a serving officer. Okay, thank you very much. And on WhatsApp, it says, I salute the sincerity of your guest. Nigeria Army has never done too bad. But the problem is that most of them during their service period, they are not disciplined, prudent, and they lack future plans. By the time they are off service, they will be blacklisted from the army, Joe says. Obed calls from Port Harcourt. Hello, Obed. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Sam.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, clearly.
Yes. Mr. Sam, I think there is nothing wrong in joining military. I tell you, there is nothing actually wrong.
Okay.
It is a very good organization because they have done well as they have to do with protecting our territorial and all that. For Sam, I suggested one thing yesterday.
Tell me.
When your colleague was there. I said that yesterday that, look, it should go beyond celebrating our fallen hero. it's not every January we come out to say trust funds that can be able to support these people and support their family. Do the to support them. You understand? Not just every 15th of January we come out, we are celebrating fallen heroes and all that. We should go beyond that. You understand? Because if you look at what is happening right now, some of the military, they are even compromising. I tell you, like what your guest said, I didn't doubt him, but I can tell you that some of them are compromising.
Okay.
It's because of their remuneration. I don't know how much they are being paid, but I think why some of them are compromising is because of their remuneration. They are not getting what they deserve as a military officer.
All right.
If you look at you understand that some of Nigerians who are in military in U.S., they are very, very excited because of the wages involved. So Nigeria should replicate the same.
All right, thank you, Obed. Richard calls from Oginiba. Good morning. I beg your pardon. Good evening, Richard.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Please, I have one or two questions for your guest today.
Go ahead.
One is, what is position before he was retired?
Okay.
Two, Nigeria is known to be giant of Africa. What is the condition of Nigerian soldiers comparing with that of United States of America or Israel or other African countries as regards their salary and other things? And the two, when we were young in 1950, rarely you can see a soldier outside. They were quartered in their stuff, in their quarter. But now, Nigerian soldier is everywhere, going and doing what they think that is good to them. So I want to know, can you compare the situation or the services of Nigerian soldiers to that of United States of America?
All right, thank you.
Israel.
Let's allow him answer the questions. Thank you, Richard. Sir, his questions, the first was your rank before you left the military, and if Nigerian soldiers can compare to soldiers from other countries.
You can never compare other country with our own country because they are more advanced than we.
Okay.
We are just starting, and we are praying so that we will reach that very place. And if you follow, say because you want to aim those people, you cannot do the job.
But don't you think we should be more advanced than we are? Aren't we moving at a slow pace?
Well, it depends on the people ruling now. At the time I was in the army, things are not all that. Our own time is quite different because we don't compromise anybody. Whatever they tell you to do is what you do.
Including what is wrong?
No. Very hard you see that.
Okay.
If once you are disciplined, you will do the work, you will enjoy the work and come back safely. We know things are hard, but the children of boys of nowadays are looking for money. Our own time is not so. I'm telling you the truth.
You've been hammering on this money.
Yes. Our own time, whatever they give us is okay. I remember when I was going to Liberia, my wife was asking me, how do I feed? Because I made allotment for all my salary for my family. I told her, don't bother. As long as we are going there, whatever they give us is what I will eat.
But what they gave you, considering the economy of the time, was enough to at least feed your family. Mm-hmm. The people now are saying it's not enough.
It depends on how you prepare your house. You understand?
I'm trying to. It's difficult, but there are certain realities, sir. A person who has a family of 6, 4 children, husband and wife, would obviously have more expenses than a person who has a family of 4
or 2.
Exactly. But if these 2 persons are earning the same thing, which might not even be enough for any of them, regardless of how you prepare your house, you would have reasons to complain.
My brother, what I will tell you is that it depends on how you prepare your home, your house. Not everything I will explain to you.
Okay.
Because when I entered the army, I thought that it was everything would be okay. But when I entered the army, I saw my salary. I started to ask, is this what I would use to marry, take care of my family? Then the little chance I have to help myself in another way. I don't stay idle.
As a soldier, are you allowed to engage?
You are not allowed, but once you know what you are doing, nobody will disturb you. You are not putting hand into a bad thing.
Okay, we have 10 minutes left on the clock. It's important that we use that time wisely. Isa calls from Rumuji. Hello, Isa.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yes, I am with you as well. Thanks for calling. Please go ahead.
I am Isa.
Hello?
Yeah, hear me?
I can now. Please go ahead.
Okay, let's not Rumuji.
Okay.
Yes, I want to ask your guest there.
Okay.
As you were saying that everything is lock. I don't think that in the military everything is locked. And as you were saying that it depends on how you prepare your house.
Hello. Oh my, I lost that call. Isa, I would very much like you to call back. I'm certain you were onto something. Countless messages on WhatsApp. Let's see what we can do. Good afternoon, Oracle. I haven't noticed the price drop. Okay, that's from the previous hour. I'm hoping that I can take that during open season. Let's see. Okay, we are up to speed. Good afternoon. The system in the army is worrisome now compared to the system before. I can see passionate men for the army in your studio. The army will definitely deter younger ones from joining. Lambert from Okrika says. Okay. Good evening. I'm Joy, texting from Rukboku. Please, I want to ask. The 50 million Fubara said he will give out to widows. Please, is it only Rivers Indigene or those soldiers that are in River State before they died? It's not for Indigene. It will mostly be, and he claims, benefiting a particular ethnic group. The problem has always been retirement benefits, especially medical benefits. NHIS, drugs are not given. They will tell you it's not in stock. You have to go and buy with your money. Please, something should be done about it. You didn't give your name, but you said you're calling from Borikiri. You can see patriotism in the man in the studio, a quality that's lacking in the youth of today. Ask him how much he was paid, and you find out it was a small amount, yet he's proud to serve his country, Ujuye says on WhatsApp. So was it a small amount?
Yes, of course, but
Okay.
I manage it.
Okay. I knew the answer before I asked, but I asked regardless. Ascetico A says, I will only join the army when I'm on gunpoint. Loving Nigeria is tough, but trying to profess and defend the love on air to hearing fellow Nigerians is even worse. I feel the pain of the guest trying to defend what he believes in, and he claims Nigeria is not worth dying for. This will be my final call. Thank God calls from Port Harcourt. Hello, Thank God. Thank God, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, please go ahead.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
We can hear you.
Unfortunately, what is happening in the Nigerian army is you don't understand, because even the military, a lot of them are doing some things that are not pleasant.
Thank God, you have to speak up, please.
Okay. Now, that will not stop you from, if you have an opportunity to serve in the government and the military, you say you will not serve, but you have a child that is interested. It's just that when Nigeria turns on you, you start misbehaving. Some people go there, they write moral. When they get there, they become something else.
Okay.
That will not stop you from allowing your child to do the issue interested to. To allow you to about the system, just for the love of the country.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thank God. We're 2 minutes away from the end of conversations. So I'd like to thank you for joining us and sharing your story and indeed your belief and faith in the system, your patriotism, is commendable. For someone who would like to join the army, say they want to join today or they have those plans, what advice would you give them?
The only advice I will give them is that they must be disciplined.
What does discipline entail or definition?
Discipline, that is the right order they give you. You know that is right order.
Okay.
You face it up.
All right.
Don't disobey. That is what I mean by discipline.
Okay.
And don't truth. Don't put eye into another person's no. I'm telling you the truth.
Okay.
Make sure you follow God's way.
All right.
You will be free.
Okay. And if you do this, you will go far in the army.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Well, that's as far as we can go for this particular conversation. Commercial will play now. And at the top of the hour, the news follows. Okay, and after that, we have another conversation. Politicians calling on INEC, saying they are a part of blame. That conversation comes up next. Please stay with us.